Here at Sandy Point Reserve on the Murrumbidgee River in Hay, New South Wales is a good place to observe and learn a bit about river red gums, the kind of environments they like to grow in, and some of the strategies for survival which has made them become one of the most widespread species, tree species in Australia. They love areas which flood frequently, like these point bar environments, and you can see there's both a mixture of old trees and young trees coming up, so quite a healthy, resilient community here. Up on the high ground, on the banks opposite, you can see a few specimens of black box. Black box are a different river red gum community. They prefer environments that are flooded less often. And the river red gums don't do as well up there, so you tend to get either river red gums or black box along the river. Looking at the leaves can tell you a little bit about the trees. These young leaves down on the ends of the branches have hardly been eaten at all. The tree is doing very well at the moment, so it's putting on a lot more leaf growth than can be eaten by the insects. But as you look further up the branch, you can see leaves that were grown in drier times. These have had insects lay eggs and develop galls on the leaf, and there on this side you can actually see that they've hatched. Further up, these are older leaves, perhaps a couple of years older, and they've been skeletonized or chewed on the outside. Over here, these crinkled up leaves have grown in a time when the tree was under water stress and there hasn't been enough growth for ideal tissue formation. It's also got to do with this young mistletoe growing there. Over the water here, this branch here has flower buds, so it's the ideal location for spreading seed from these trees. The river red gum has a globule or round flower bud with a pointy seed cap. When that flower matures, the seed cap drops off and the flower, there's a white, beautifully sweetly scented flower which is prized by birds and squirrel gliders and insects alike. One of the river red gum's ways of surviving drought and times of stress is to drop branches. This also creates hollows which become homes for many, habitat for many animals, which is why they're sometimes known as hotels of the forest. Back to the seeds on this fallen branch, gives us an opportunity to see them at different stages of development, but also when they've been ripened, when they have ripened. And here you can see that the caps have fallen off, and you can clearly see that there are 4 to 5 valves. Some of them are still containing seeds. Now, an interesting thing about river red gum is that they can release those seeds gradually throughout the year, or en masse after rain or flood. And those seeds, they float on the river or on floodwaters and are carried for 5 days before germinating, another adaptation to floods. Hopefully within that time they're stranded on the edge of the river in a bed of compost from which they can develop. Other seeds either sink or tend to germinate as soon as they're in that water. So the river red gum is ideally suited to a flooding environment. its seeds get washed to the edge of the flood zone, and in that way spread to the edge of the flooded habitat, or as the flood recedes within that habitat,